The US dollar has been selling hard last week because the US stock market was very bullish. My plan won't change, but rather than selling the US dollar, I'm actually planning to buy gold and yen. Let's find out why. Hi, I'm Jake from Simple Elite Traders. If you follow along on our channel, you know every weekend we broadcast our Forex plan. Last week we profited handsomely from the US stock market. Hopefully some of you can follow our trade. If you still can't manage to follow our trade, don't worry. Now I'm personally going to invite you to my private trading group, and you can join for free for 30 days. In our trading group, we post daily trading opportunity. That way, certainly you won't miss any trading opportunity. So do click the link on the description to join our private community, and look forward to meeting all you guys there. All right, let's start off with the dollar index, okay? Now dollar index, for the first time for a while since January, we've now broken a major support level, all right, the 100 handle. Now I think we could see, because it's quite oversold, we could see a pullback to the 101, maybe continue to sell the dollar, but we will analyze that, all right. You can see we've been saying that sell the dollar, but a lot of the pairs right now, even the euro, the flip side, we're actually monthly R2, so we could see a pullback to here 1110 area, then yeah, could continue to sell the dollar. So let's set an alert through here first, but I probably will be short term on this because it's quite heavily oversold. August could turn to a different situation, but we'll analyze that. But let's set an alert first. 1, 2. So our recommended broker is very interactive to use. You can just set an alert, don't need to babysit, but yeah, it's on my list to buy the euro against the US dollar for a little bit. Okay, definitely take some profit through here. That's the plan. Australian dollar is an interesting one, very interesting one. I want to show you guys because it is now at resistance at the 69, 68, 69 area. We could see a pullback. All right, if I see this rejection through here, I could be selling the Australian dollar because seasonal data do suggest is quite weak. Let me show you. Okay, this is my good friend's website, marketmakeclear.com. This is a seasonal pattern for Australian dollar. You can see both of the projection from pre-election and 20 years data. From end of July, we could see a massive drop for Australian dollar. Okay, so obviously this is just a guide. I need to wait for the price action to confirm. Therefore, I pointed out the 69 area is a resistance. If I do see a rejection, all right, let's clean this up a little bit, right? If I do see a rejection here, then we could be selling the Australian dollar, but may not sell directly against the US dollar. I could be selling it against Japanese yen, which I will come to that. One more pairs that I want to show to you is, yes, is the Canadian dollar. We do have a daily downtrend, but things are a little bit different. You can see this is like the last push. This phase one only broken the previous lower low. So it shows some kind of weakness on Canadian dollar. Too weak to buy the US dollar against the Canadian dollar, which will come to the one that I just mentioned earlier part of the video, or yesterday I said I want to buy the Japanese yen. You can see from this, let's go to the higher time frame from weekly, right? So last year we had the massive sell-off through this period. Now on this pattern on the weekly, this is just a corrective pattern in there. So looks like it's a continuation to the downside for yen. So we could have seen some yen strength for the coming months, all right? So looking at the dollar yen, just make sure you know what dollar yens are doing. If you don't know what dollar yens are doing, it's no point going through to the yen pairs to look for something to sell, right? So looking at this, we saw some strong selling through here, okay? Also on the MMC website, you will be able to see the Japanese yen, right? So let's wait for it to load up a bit. Both are pointing on from August, we should see some strength from Japanese yen all the way until sort of September time. So chart is confirming. We're seeing some strength from Japanese yen. Other things factor as well, which I'll come to that in gold, etc. So now what I'm waiting for is a shallow pullback to around this 140 area. Then I could be selling this. Make sure I take some profit because it's a trend line, and then I will scale in more on the dollar yen. So dollar yen will be on my list to short, so buying the Japanese yen. And as I mentioned, the Aussie and the Canadian dollar looks a bit weak to me. Therefore, I'll use that to my advantage to also plan to sell the Australian dollar against the Japanese yen. So you can see on the blue box around the 96 area. I'm just waiting for a good rejection through here. Then I'll look to sell the Australian dollar against the Japanese yen. Same thing on the MMC website. If you go over here, you can try the Forex cross currency and Australian dollar against the Japanese yen, and click the pre-election because it's the most strongest seasonal correlation on the top right there. You can see purple line is the pre-election, and even though the 20 years, the orange line are pointing from this period. End of July, we could see a massive turnaround, like drop on the Australian dollar. So I want to be a bit more aggressive. And also back to the price action as well. We are having a daily downtrend, clear as day. If you can't see that, some work needs to be done. That's why I want to personally invite you to my private trading community. In there, you can learn all the basic technical trading, follow our trade, ask me questions, and much easier to follow along on our weekly planning, right? So through here, you can see a lower high, lower low. So lower low broken. Now we do have a confirmed daily downtrend. All I'm looking for is the next potential daily lower high to sell. So that's how I use everything to my advantage, right? So seasonal is one thing, price action is another thing, and then of course I have my entry method, etc., etc. If you want to learn more, again, join my community. 30 days for free. You will find a lot more value than just watching the YouTube video, right? Because the YouTube video is like 10-15 minutes max. Over there, we do weekly, monthly webinar to, help you guys to become a profitable trader. So 96, again, I already set an alert to do it again just to show you guys. Sell price 96 to 9600. Sell price, simple as that. Don't need to babysit, but it's already on my notes, okay? Another one that I want to sell is the Canadian dollar against the Japanese yen. Perfect example. Same thing. Strong selling, slow pullback to this PIV, monthly pivot area, coincide with the 20 EMA. Sell. Actually, this is a lot cleaner than the dollar yen. Dollar yen's got a lot of traffic through there, so it will be top of my list to sell Australian dollar and the Canadian against the Japanese yen. However, I really would need to see what the Australian dollar against the US dollar doing, dollar CAD, what they're doing before I take the trade. Therefore, members would get the daily support when I see the trading opportunity. All right. Going through now, after the currency, of course, I like to look at gold. Last week, I already bought some of the gold stock, right? Because it broke out the channel. So yes, I bought some gold stock. Now, going through here, we could, I think I like to see, but we could see come back here, range for a few days, and then break. So 1940, or another option is break above the 1970 to go long. So two area, I'm planning to go long on gold, at least to around this. But my gut feelings telling me this, not just gut feeling, right? Other indicators is indicating that gold could break the previous all-time high. We tried once already this year, 3 times. When the resistance tried to break multiple times, the defense become weaker and weaker. So I think we could see a fresh new high end of this year. Therefore, I didn't want to miss the opportunity of investing on gold. Obviously, other factors that I use as well. I'm planning to run a special webinar maybe sometime in the coming 2 weeks. So make sure you subscribe to us, then you won't miss that opportunity. Back to silver. Silver is already broken out the channel. I like to see a shallow pullback to around the 24 area range, 4-hour range, and then break out through that to go long on silver. So very simple. Okay, recap. I still want to sell the dollar for a little bit, mainly around against the euro. But main plan is to buy the Japanese yen, gold, and silver. If you do have any question, drop me a comment. If not, thank you so much for watching and see you guys next week. Take care.